Good evening, everyone. Welcome in. My name is Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to today's playthrough of Pathfinder Reign of Winter, our Pathfinder First Edition adventure featuring these wonderful and incredibly talented people over on the internet. Give them a wave, everyone. Look at that. Yay!
Hello.
I said give them a wave, Jet.
Hi. Hi.
Jet, wave.
Okay.
Just... Oh my god.
Wave, damn it.
Alright, so guys, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Mike, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and I'm a TTRPG content creator for Perth, Western Australia, and I specialize in using TTRPGs to promote mental health, wellness, and of course, representing the good old Down Under online here in the Twitch space. We run a kind of a, sort of a, you know, like live play kind of D&D thing, TTRPG stuff, but unlike a lot of other streams, what we tend to do is we make you guys a part of the action as well. So, if you haven't been in my stream before, welcome in. We are going to be doing an explanation for the next 20 minutes about the players and all that sort of stuff. So do bear with us, but if you have any questions about the game or the donations or things that happen, don't hesitate to you know, just be like, hey, what's up? What goes on? How's this go? Or, you know, etc. And, you know, I'm sure myself or somebody else will be happy to tell you. To begin, of course, let's start where we always do with our lovely sponsors. That's right, we at the Dead Aussie Gamer channel like to eat food, and so we have a series of sponsors that provide us with said food. As you can see there, we have Hero Forge for the wonderful and incredible artworks you see on stream at all times. Hero Forge is a wonderful tool for making 3D models of your characters, whether it's for TTRPGs, your favorite novel or comic book or whatever it is, and more importantly, you can then 3D print them and have them shipped to you, where you can either paint them or, hey, if you've got the money for it, you can even get them printed in a colored plastic, so they come as colored, which I think is just absolutely freaking amazing. Yeah, so there you go. And obviously we can also use them for digital stuff as well if you buy the Hero Forge subscription, where you can do stuff like what I did with Jet here, who it does not have his camera, but instead we now have his Hero Forge mini gesticulating to let us know when Jet is speaking.
Yes.
Good. Excellent. Now, our second sponsor, of course, the wonderful and amazing folks over at Sirenscape, which is our choice of soundboard for our games to make our awesome games sound incredible. Go check out Sirenscape. Honestly, it has just a robust library of incredible sounds that you can use for any game imaginable. For this particular game, we use a lot of the sound effects from the Rime of the Frost Maiden thing, the sound sets from them, but, you know, we smatter in, you know, some stuff from here and there, so if you too like the sounds that you hear, go check them out as well, and consider buying the Super Siren package, because that's what I use, yeah. And lastly, of course, we would not be here without our VTT, the thing that makes me look like a great GM. This thing, boom, look, there it is. It is Fantasy Grounds. Fantasy Grounds has pre-written modules that can be imported and allow you as a GM to, you know, like actually handle a digital virtual tabletop with relative skill and ease. And a lot of the auto calculations make it easy for the players once they've inputted everything correctly. They help them manage through a lot of the mechanical rigmaroles, so you spend less time on mechanics and more time gaming. So, Fantasy Grounds. Go check it out. And if you use the affiliate code, that gets kickback, because, I don't know, it's just how things work nowadays. So, there you go. All right, sponsors over. Next up, let's now talk about my favorite people here, the biggest sponsors of my channel, and that is these people right here. These guys are my Patreons. They support my channel using the Patreon, and they get to play with me every week, which I absolutely adore, each and every one of them, and getting to spend time with them. Gentlemen, and, well, it's only gentlemen today, so gentlemen, welcome. Let's go around and tell the audience about our characters, starting with none other than the incredible Marcus the GM playing Jet.
Yes. Hello. I am playing Jet, the human dragon blood sorcerer of the black dragon variety, Jekt is the son of a blacksmith, and he's come to the big city we're at to look for his parents.
Nice. I also love the way you said that. Son of a blacksmith. Oh, you gosh darn son of a blacksmith. Next up. Next up on our list is the incredible and very chaotic Grax, played by our equally chaotic player, Neil from Immersion Diversion. Hi, Neil.
Hello.
Tell us about Grax.
Yes, I play Grax. He is an occultist goblin. He's just here for the chaos. He's here for the fun. See what he can get into with his friends. Being the friends that he has inside of his book, and also the friends that he hangs out with in town and stuff.
Do you want to elaborate for the people who aren't, who haven't followed the show?
Yeah.
What your friends in the book mean?
So Grax has a he's a tome eater, which means he can gain magic by eating scrolls and such. Magical books as well, like wizard books and stuff. But he himself has an implement that's a book, and inside of it, he has different pictures. It's like a picture book of servitors, basically the summon monster spell. And yes, he just has a bunch of monsters he named, and so he summons them to battle. Because he knows they're probably a lot stronger than he is at the time, but now he's probably pretty good at it too.
Amazing. So, yeah. All right, next up, playing the role of Rill, our newest member of the group, I think, a dwarven cleric of some repute, is, of course, another gentleman of some repute, and this is, of course, none other than Brune Brassax themselves. Welcome, my friend.
Yes, hello. Yes, so I'm Brune Brassax, and I play Rill Neverember, which is a dwarf, following the god of Serenray, light and good, and healing and glory and those kind of stuff. So Rill is here he's to find a recipe, which was his namesake, the Neverember, that both his dads made. And that's why he's in Whitethrone, and to try and stop the going is on here because it's ruining his parents' crops. So by golly, if he can sort this out before he actually perishes, that's what he wants to do.
Amazing. And you've come very close to dying a couple of times now. So yeah,
many times.
Yeah, many times. And last but certainly not least, playing the role of the stoic Cromwell, our master monk, is none other than our incredibly bearded friend, Tim.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Cromwell, the Oread, mostly human monk, is a bit of an odd mix of scholar, which you don't normally get with a martial class, and also beating things into the ground, which you usually do get with a martial class, and trying to meet that out with the wisdom one would expect of a monk, but with the charisma of a rock.
Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out. Poor Nadia. She is never going to help you again. Anyway, so unfortunately not joining us today are our dear friends Kalindria and Metbreka, aka Mr. Game and Art. Both of them play the roles of Kyrie, the Slayer Ratfolk, and Kichiro, the Kitsune Samurai. They are away on vacation to go see family, and we wish them all the best, and we hope them well. We hope to see them again very, very soon. But we have one last person to thank before we kick off today's session, and that is, of course, you guys in the audience. Guys, you are the lifeblood of my channel. You allow me to do all of the things that I can do, whether it's survive or do amazing trips like the one I just went to for Utah, or the one that's coming up in Gen Con. All of this stuff is funded and entirely comes from a place of love and support from you guys. And as thanks, you guys are invited to join me behind the GM screen in order to influence the game as we play. Now, whether or not you have funds to throw my way, you can use channel points in order to influence the game with divine interventions, with some little twists here that you can do, give insight bonuses to people, a whole bunch of really, really cool stuff in the points system that's there. Or if you do have some money to throw my way to help me, because as the fundraising goal has been set, Dag's broke. Because LA is expensive, so Dag is just straight up broke. I'm not fundraising for anything. I'm just trying to pay rent right now. So anyway, $5. You can award a hero or a jinx point. A hero point goes to my players. They can be used to stave off death, petition the GM for nonsense, re-roll, or get a small bonus to their rolls before and after they roll. For $10. Oh, sorry, and jinx points can be used for me to do the same thing with my bad guys and to do horrible things to my players. Yay. For $10, I will draw from a random deck of plot twists, which is currently over the floor because my cat threw them there, but I will find one. And the plot twist will affect the game, affect what's happening in very random and fun ways. Or, if you want, you can award one of my players a heroic action. These are unique specialist heroic actions that they then get to hang on to between games. They can only hang on to one of these cards, but it gives them just another sort of special power, courtesy of the chat. For $20, you can grant someone of your choice the coveted golden nat 20, which you can see on the screen there. This can be used as a natural 20. For $50, you can increase the difficulty of an encounter, buffing up a boss fight, or providing the group with a magic item, which we do indeed have Schooly Eyes, new item that has just been awarded. Now, I believe, Grax, we have now come to the end of the White Weasel set. Did we start a new set yet?
Yeah, Schooly Eye last time when we were fighting the ogres, he donated the next gear set for me. That was the Fire Claws.
Right, so the Fire Claws are from the Flame Tiger set, which means he has just donated $50 for the next piece, which means you are getting a Luchador mask.
Oh.
Wait, you don't want a Luchador mask? I don't have to give it to you.
Yeah.
No.
I'll take it.
That way Cromwell has one of Jet's items.
Okay. So just to clarify what the Luchador mask is. So the Fire Cat Claws. So this is the set of the Fire Pelt Cougar. The Fire Pelt Cougar is kind of a vicious, kind of like quite wild kind of creature. So the actual mask itself will actually give you a massive boost to resisting fear effects. In addition, so long as you are wearing it, you also have an intimidating aura, and most animals will not begin hostile towards you, viewing you as a predator instead of as a potential like prey or threat.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there you go. You haven't gotten it yet, but remind me, because look, I'm not gonna lie, I've got so much stuff to get through today. If I do forget it, just give me a quick poke. But yes, that is the second one. And lastly, guys, we have the secret menu item. Secret menu item. Secret menu item. This was really fun. I've been building this for weeks. So, the secret menu item for us today is quite literally this. The group will have their chance encounter with the mighty White Dragon. As you know...
The same one as before?
Correct. This is the White Dragon whose son was eaten by a great worm who also killed Marcus's previous character.
I thought he just ate a leg of the dragon.
Yeah, that's true. He did only eat the leg of the dragon. But yes.
Roll to seduce.
Now, keeping in mind, this is not, and I'll point this out, this is not designed as the final encounter. But the dragon itself is going to bump into our group, and how they behave might lead them into, like, I don't know, maybe a meaningful friendship with this individual. Maybe it'll be instantly revealing that you guys were responsible for the disappearance of his son. Could be a bunch of different things. Whatever it is, however, it will definitely stand to reason that our
I
heroes
have no
will.
relation
Terrible
to
idea to
these
let Grax
people.
talk to them.
Yeah. I've actually been watching a couple of really, really cool movies, and I've got like this such a vivid encounter in mind for this, and I just can't wait to show you guys what I'm coming up with. So yes, there we go. All right, I think that's more or less it. Guys, is there anything else you want to lean into?
Let's go.
Sweet, let's go.
Yeah,
All right.
let's go. Let's-
Pretty good.
So, without any further ado, except to maybe share my audio with my lovely players so that they can enjoy all of the beauty and wonder that is our Sirenscape soundtrack.
Yeah.
Our heroes arrive in the streets of Whitethrone. At long last. The wind is cold and hangs in the air with a chill. The hustle and bustle of people here is not unlike anything that resembles the Howlings. People here are happy and seem to be quite well off. You can see that much of the city itself spans various housing districts, places where people have sort of like these shops that face these long streets, and they're kind of mixtures of houses and workplaces as well. So you'd have the bakehouse, and then on the second story you'd have where the baker would live. You have a few of these stores that like just pretty much fill this entire area. But most importantly, you see fairies and creatures of various different types flitting about the streets here. Even lumbering trolls making their way around and throughout this area. It is almost as if both magic, the supernatural, and the normal world of man have converged in this one location. Now, right now, as you guys can all see on the map that I have now shared with you, that you are in the Howling, which is down on the bottom southwest, right here in that little sparse corner. You begin to make your way towards the central area, the markets in the middle. And this is where our dramas begin. But before we do that, we have a few donations to process. Guys, oh my god, thank you so much. Let's go through this really quickly. Classic Sam, thank you so much for the $50 donation. Please let me know how you would like to spend it, and I will make sure that it is spent to sweet. Seagod has given a natural 20 to Jet.
Ooh, thank you.
Nice.
So Jet, there you are. Your wonderful natural 20.
Yes.
And McClover has donated a hero point for each player plus a plot twist. So that is Jet. Come back here, you. Grax, Rill, and Cromwell. Plus a plot twist. All right, here we go. Your plot twist choices, should you choose, are the following. So, McClover, if you let me know, something found, the tipping point, or hidden asset. So those numbers again, or those results again. Something found, tipping point, or hidden asset. Wait, does Cromwell need a nat 20? He doesn't have a nat 20 yet.
I wouldn't say no.
3. Hidden asset. Very well. That 50 is for you to use for all the chaos. All the chaos! Well, that sounds like a boss buff if ever I heard one. Thank you so much. Mwah. Classic Sam. Chaos will be ensued, I swear. Alright, so, As you begin to make your way in, you immediately are sort of gestured at by what looks to be a mysterious figure off to the side of one of the roads. Psst. Psst. You. Yeah, you. Come here.
Grax wanders over.
You see a
Jack
hood.
as well.
You see a hooded figure. This individual appears to be a halfling of some kind. He says, "You don't look like you're from around here. My name is
You're wearing
Ja-
a trench coat.
You're wearing a trench coat?
Like, is he wearing a trench coat?
He's wearing a hood. Like kind of like a ranger's hood. Like it's sort of like white and blue kind of thing. A natural 20 for Seagard for Cromwell. Thank you so much, Seagard. That is both a gift
And
to
his
you
OCD.
and the OCD. Yes, there you go. All right. Mwah. Well done. Okay. Now, he looks at you and he says, "You don't look like you're from around here."
Why are you asking?
What made you think that?
What makes me think that? Well, first of all, that goblin's green. You're kind of dressed
not.
funny, he says, pointing at Cromwell. You know, and
He's colorblind.
who is? You're colorblind. I mean, I guess if you're...
No, I'm telling the halfling.
Oh,
Telling the halfling he's colorblind.
I'm colorblind. I'm not colorblind. Look. All I
I'm
was...
actually blue, don't you know?
He looks at you confused.
What, you try to sell something?
Well, yeah, kind of. Anyway, I'm just trying to sell some clothes. You know? Just some standard clothes off the shelf, off the rack, you know? Help you travel around a bit, you know? Much cheaper than what those, what the tailors down in the market square are gonna charge
Totally
you.
normal.
Didn't Morton give us something to cover us with?
Morton gave you a hood.
Oh, okay. I guess that is a little conspicuous too.
From your tone, I can't help but think that perhaps these totally normal clothes aren't totally normal.
Oh, well, sure they are. Here, look. He holds out what looks to be a very strange looking, like kind of, it almost looks like a fur, leathery kind of, like sort of padded, shirt and pants. Also, thank you so much to Schooly Eye for coming in with a heroic action for Grax, a jinx point, which I've just put in, and a hero point for both Rill and Cromwell.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Real like reaches out for the clothing items.
Well, I mean, they're clothes. They look warm. They look like they're quite decently made.
I do a
Is it
sniff
one-
check.
is it
A
one
sniff
set
check.
clothes?
So with a sniff check, they definitely have they don't have that new clothes smell. They definitely are secondhand or maybe even stolen. You know, it's hard to say. More importantly, can
Is
you
it
make me
one
an
set?
appraise check?
Oh,
And Grax,
excellent.
pick me a number between 1 to 5.
Number 3.
3?
Number 3.
1, 2, 3. Your heroic action.
Well, that's a 12.
12? Okay. Your heroic action is Make Way. Play at the start of a walk action. During the walk, you must move in a straight line, but you can attempt a bull rush attack on any creature that is within your way.
Uh-oh.
You do not apply any penalties. This is a free bull rush. So normally you would take -4 and you would provoke an attack of opportunity. This does not happen
Ooh.
for this one. So it's called Make Way. All right.
They
Now-
have good strength, right?
Okay, now with the 12,
Is there only one set of clothing, or is he holding out 4 sets?
he's got more, but he's just showing you one. You're fairly confident these clothes are made of dog.
Dog.
Yeah, like dog leather,
Well,
dog
it looks
fur.
just my type then.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
okay, Faz. It's just dog robes, so it should be all right.
Dog
And-
robes.
I don't.
Look, buddy. Okay, hey, listen. The city's got a stray problem, okay? And, you gotta make what you can. You know?
I didn't say anything. It was bad or not.
He seems to warm up to Rill. He's like, oh, people don't give dog much of a chance. Everyone always gets up in arms, Horrible
Did you
thing.
give me my crossbow back, Jet, from before?
No.
When
no,
are
I
you
did
talking
not.
about before?
Well, I thought Jet gave me back my crossbow when we
No.
were fighting
I'm in the middle of a
Alpha.
conversation with Rill. Why are you bringing up your crossbow? Are you going to shoot him?
Because I was gonna point it at him because I'm about to wear filthy dog hide.
Why are you
I might
trying
put
to
it
protect
on.
dogs?
I like-
It's like a
Oh, it goes so good with me eyes. It
You
goes
can wear
so
it.
good with me
I'm not
beard.
putting that crap on.
flick it over my head.
Actually, wearing the skin and flesh of a dog is very goblinish.
That's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like goblins
I thought it
literally
would've been
build
like-
thrones and chairs out of dog skulls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just in general we hated them, so it's like
You do.
no,
That's
it's-
why you'd
it's
kill
what
them
they're
and wear
for.
them as.
Oh, okay.
Boy, skinning him on
Oh,
would just
Well, in that
perfect.
case, give me that.
All right.
That's what's more. You
Sorry,
get
I had a
your-
little backwards, I guess. My bad.
He brings out what looks to be a few different sets of clothing and offers the whole set for 2 silver. For each
I
of you.
hate dogs so much. I just can't stand anyone making clothes out of them.
I put on all of them.
There you go, my good sir. I give him 3 silver.
Oh, thank you.
Just for the good craftsmanship of these fine dog clothes.
You're a man of excellent taste. If ever you need anything within the city, come look for Jacob Longbottom, okay? That's my name, Jacob Longbottom, and I can get you
Jacob
anything you
Longbottom.
need, okay?
Did Brill just strip naked in the street again and put these new clothes on?
No, I put his ones over top of what I'm already wearing. All right.
All right. You have made a contact in the town, and you may add that to your character sheets as a person of I say person of interest, but like person you can interact with. But you guys
If you find
now
any more
also
dark hide, let me know.
sure. You also have a +4 bonus to disguise checks in the town, just in general of blending in and stuff like that. So if you guys are sort of hiding in a crowd, you'll get a +4 bonus. Okay.
I ask him quick if he's got anything to make me look blue.
He says, oh, you know what? Maybe this. And he pulls out what looks to be just a blue rag, and he kind of like wraps it around your mouth and like over your. So basically, the only bit of green is now like just on your eyes as opposed to like your whole face.
That's cool. Oh, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, just for the record,
you,
Tick will absolutely not be wearing dog.
Have you got any more, have you got any more headwear that's for Grax that you could put on him?
Well,
He... Very well.
Amazing. These clothes are great.
Armed with new clothes and a new friend, you are pointed towards the market area. He tells you a shortcut that weaves in and out through the various alleyways between the houses. It is at this point you can now see another part of the city. Instead of those big streets, which are filled with shops, large creatures, and people, you now see that between the houses are kind of a mixed bag of people. You can see some rather impoverished individuals who share like multiple different families to a single apartment. You see laundry lines kind of over alleyways. You hear the barking of stray dogs that were mentioned previously as well. It's almost as if on the surface anyone traveling through the main roads would get to see Whitethrone in all of its glory, but nestled, almost nurtured in those darker crevices is another type of city, one that isn't exactly the best off. As you make your way forward, I would like for Jet to make me a
Yes.
perception check.
Perception. Okay, that is +6. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything about that.
And
Listen,
at this point, by the way, everyone is about here on the map. So about
that
there.
is an 11.
An 11. You hear the clanging of blacksmith steel as you get closer to the marketplace. The smell of the fire in the furnace hitting your nostrils. You are definitely near a workable forge, and the sounds of it, I wouldn't say calls to you, but obviously with you still looking for your parents.
Ooh, Jack is very intrigued. Not just at the prospect of the fact that he could potentially find a lead on his parents, but he does like. I mean, the only blacksmithing he's been around is his own father's, so he would very much like to see another person's, potentially get some more like little tips or something. See if he can learn something from them.
All right. You make your way over to where the sounds of the forge is. Does everyone follow?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
You follow. As you do so, eventually you come to what looks to be a large brass building. It is simply called Bovine Ware. And working the forge here is a minotaur.
Real
Ooh.
takes a little bit of interest as well. Remembering that his ancestors or his parents, real parents, that's real, not real parents, were oh, that's a terrible joke. Were working on an anvil, working within a forge, with him as an infant.
Indeed, indeed. Your birth parents were a part of a very proud lineage of craftsmen, and yeah, your interest is definitely piqued for certain. They don't notice you as you approach the forge, but the scene is yours.
Is the Minotaur currently working on something?
He's currently, he looks like he's doing something with glass, and it's almost as if he's creating a web of glass, like a lattice, and he is preparing to plunge a sword into the molten glass.
Jack is very curious and approaches, and it does his best to like not be intrusive, as he wants to observe this, because this is probably a technique that he's never seen before.
It certainly is. As you watch, he plunges the red-hot blade into the glass, and the glass itself begins to adhere to the surface of the steel. It is then you realize it's not glass at all, but it seems to be some kind of... It seems to be some kind of ice. And you watch as it begins to then almost turn translucent to the point of being invisible. And then make this kind of almost icy blue edge on the actual weapon itself.
Whoa.
As you let loose this small utterance of appreciation, the Minotaur sees you and rises up. At first intimidating, but when he notices that your eyes are on his work as opposed to on him, he seems to calm down a little bit. He says, "Well, it's not often that we have visitors that come through. You know blacksmithing, boy?"
I do. My father's a blacksmith, and I trained under him. But I've never seen a technique like that before.
You hear this sort of bovine nostrils. No, you wouldn't. This is somewhat of a guarded secret among my kind. He looks over you and smiles. If anyone were to learn of the secret ways, then I would have no choice but to kill them.
Real smiles.
Jack is nervous, but he goes, I can appreciate a guarded secret. Does Jack's father have any like secret techniques of his own?
If he does, you're not aware of them.
Okay.
If he does, they're secret.
I guess that would make sense.
He says, what is your name?
Jack Talk. What was my father's name? I can't remember. I'm a horrible son.
It's been so long since I've seen
I'm a
him.
bad son. Just like,
Fair. No arguments.
It should be in my notes actually. Yes.
Just make a new one.
Yes, my father is Isamir.
Make a
Koch
notes check.
from Waldsby.
Ah, good work, I hear, comes from Woldsby.
My father does his best, and I hope to one day take over the forge from him.
A noble pursuit indeed.
And end up being better.
A bold claim, especially against one's father.
Well, I'm not going to take over if I'm worse.
He appreciates your sentiment.
Rill's walking around his workshop, admiring his axes and hammers.
He has some very impressive wares. And Rill, you don't know how you know this, but one thing stands out to you. And that is all of his wares are enchanted.
ooh.
Rill doesn't touch anything.
Oh no, you don't need to. Like I said, there is something almost inherently in you that tells you that these works, even though they hang on the hang on the walls, that they don't seem to like glow or anything like that. But something inside you is telling you that you are staring at some not only just masterful craft, but also these are magic items. Very expensive.
On the
Rill
topic
definitely
of,
doesn't touch.
on the topic of magic items, seeing that what the Minotaur did, he goes, so if this pries into your secret, you don't need to answer, but I've been wanting to experiment myself. Is it possible to inlay someone's personal magic into a weapon?
He says, yes, you speak of spell storing. This is a very difficult but very worthwhile ability. Come, let me show you something. He takes you over to a wall and shows you to a glove. Also, ta-da!
Nice.
All right. He says, this is a glove of spell storing. Right now, this is a spell of shocking grasp. With a simple gesture, when you put it on, he places it on his palm, and he makes a few gestures. You watch lightning appear in his hand. He says, very useful. Can store one spell, but one spell at a time. And then you watch as he activates the other glove, which starts to glow, but doesn't seem to produce anything. He then slams the glove into each other, and you watch as it passes from one to the other. It can store spells, depending on how powerful they are, the higher level spells. These simple gloves, good for demonstration. But, similarly, you may imbue your spells with other weapons. Swords, shields, you name it.
Jack
Rex-
is very intrigued and making mental notes of this.
Crack sees him do that with the gloves and gets an idea. I'm like, can you store you could store the spells in the gloves? Could someone else then use the spell that's in the glove?
Of course, that's how spell storing works. You see, not everyone is blessed by the Fae. My people, for example, we find magic difficult. Well, most of us do. I'm a rune crafter. I carve magic through the words that I imprint upon the weapons and objects that I make. It's an old and dying craft. Most people simply use enchantments through techniques using magic. Rune crafting was special, though. Even if you have no magic whatsoever, it allows you to wield it. Maybe not for yourself, but for others. And there is some measure of joy in bringing magic to those who do not have it. For you know, I believe that it is they who truly appreciate it.
How many pairs of those do you have?
Just the one. These are very difficult to make. Unlike enchanting, rune crafting can take months, even years for some. Those gloves were 8 months worth of hard work.
And I take it they're not for sale then, so because you're.
Oh, they are certainly for sale.
Oh, they are.
But I wouldn't bother with this. Not unless you wish to do paltry tricks. If you wanted something with a bit more oomph in it, I can provide you with these.
How much we talking though?
It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for things to store spells in, anywhere between 8 to 12,000 gold pieces. Well, sorry, silver pieces. My apologies, I forgot my own conversion. Yeah, 8 to 12,000 silver pieces.
Okay.
Well, actually, he'd probably say instead of 8 to 12,000, he'd say
Like
800. Yeah, he'd say 800. 800 gold. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, anywhere between 800 gold to,
Not horrible.
1,200 gold. Yeah.
Which I think is.
But saying it in silver sounds like it's a lot more.
Yeah. That's exactly it. That's why I actually converted. Yeah. So, for the audience, we're still using the same pricing and economy, but instead of calling things gold or silver, we knocked everything down. So, instead of something being 8,000 gold, it's 8,000 silver or 800 gold. Just because it seems stupid to be walking around with that much gold.
Yeah.
So walking around with 800 gold seems way more practical than walking around with 8,000.
Oh, true.
I'll just take that out of my pocket.
Walking around with 1,000 gold.
Yeah. That's just how I run things. Anyway.
I think the only person with that much money is Kichiro right now.
Yeah, probably.
Kichiro's basically got a gold fund right now.
I have 735 gold
And
pieces.
we've got 300.
I have 0 because I keep bribing people.
It's true.
1,000.
But for good causes. So
Well, different amounts.
I bought a man, and then.
Oh yeah.
And who uses the old coppers?
Uses copper.
So copper is still silver, and anything that costs copper in general will default to 1 copper in cost, or a half copper piece, or whatever I want to call it.
Raid.
Jekyll ask, I'm actually searching for my father. He hasn't stopped in by chance, has he? He was supposed to come in for materials.
His look becomes a bit dour. He's a traveling blacksmith?
Yes.
Look, I I don't know if I should say anything.
Brill moves up over the Jet, puts his hands on him. Prepares him for the worst.
Perhaps I can get your help. There's a particular piece that I'm working on that I could use a second set of hands with. Maybe a third if your dwarven friend is interested.
Jack will agree.
Brill's still holding Jet. All you smell is old dog.
Well,
right.
I'm pretty sure we all smell of old dog anyway because of the alpha wolf fur.
That's true. He leads you to the back room where you can see there's this large kind of almost like a super hot mold with a large amount of steel in it. He says, "All right, well, I need you to push over the cauldron, and if I can get one of you to stand on this side and then stand on the other side, maybe use your strength to pull the mold up. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this vat of ice straight onto it to flash cool it. Would you like, if you could all help? So what I need here is somebody who wants to push the cauldron needs to make a strength check to push it over. 2 people who are closing the mold need to make strength checks to kind of close the mold and seal it up. And 1 person doesn't have to do anything, but could assist any of these individuals.
Okay.
I think everyone is stronger than
Then I will do the
14 strength.
I'll do the pushing of the cauldron.
Pushing the cauldron? Okay, so Jet, you get up, you kind of see the cauldron, you've got your fire gloves, your fire cat gloves on. They're actually quite resistant to the flames of the cauldron. Who wants to seal the mold up?
So I can help seal the mold.
Cool, Cromwell. And
I can help wherever.
Sure, Rill. Yep. So Rill and Cromwell, you're sealing up the mold, and the Minotaur is going to push the thing over. Right. So strength checks from the 3 of you. Let's see how we go.
Greg's just cheering on the side like.
I will use my hero point for
Wow!
+8.
Yeah, you can get the +8. Rill, so Cromwell, you kind of get stuck a little bit. You're like, why is this kind of?
Definitely a good thing I used that.
Yeah. Why is this so tricky, you know? And Rill, again, as you pull it, you realize it's a pull, not a push, and you just bring the whole thing up with Cromwell. You kind of just go with it at that point. Grax, you can try to assist Cromwell because currently it's a little bit skewed.
Okay. I can try. I'm at a -1.
You can try. I mean, again, helping, couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, 11.
There you go. Yeah, so between the 2 of you on that one side, it then seals up proper, and as soon as it does, you watch as this huge steam of ice just hits the hot metal.
Jump back.
It's not cold on you guys. It's more like it's kind of almost like just a refreshing breeze compared to the hot molten liquid that is just pouring in there. As this happens, he says, "Now, quick, use these hammers and start hitting the sides of the mold so we can crack it open." Now, I'm going to preemptively say,
really
yep,
break.
Rill, Grax, and Cromwell, you've been each given a hammer, and you start to bang on these. As you do so,
breaking already.
the mist continues to, the sort of cold mist still lingers in the forge. He then looks over at Jet, grabs him by the shoulder, and pulls him aside. He says, "There is something happening within the capital. We don't know what is going on, but the Queen has summoned blacksmiths and forgers from all over the kingdom. They have been taken to the royal palace, but none have returned outwards. The only reason I was spared is the old master who helps me here was summoned in my place. While I am a rune forger, I am officially not a blacksmith. If your father has gone missing, and he came here, that is where I bet he'll be. If I didn't know better, I'd say that there is something big happening. Something is being made or built that requires many hands, and the Queen is not in the habit of asking. But beware."
Curses in Draconic.
He looks around again. He says, "But beware. There are many eyes and many ears within Whitethrone. The Mirror Men are always watching. And if not them, the Jadwija from their towers. It is not safe to speak." And you can still hear the sounds of the banging coming from the others. You can still see that fog sort of from the steam sort of still filling the forge as...
Well, is this supposed to be so much steam? Well, this didn't happen before, did it?
My face! Oh, wait, it's always this ugly.
As the steam begins to clear, he kind of looks at you, puts something in your pocket, and nods, and turns you around. And he says, "All right, quick, step away." And as you do so, he lifts the piece of the forge, piece of the large sheet of metal up, and you notice that it appears to be a set of almost like glasses, as it were.
Ooh.
He takes them out with tongs, and you watch as he then takes them over to the grinder to polish. Ah, beautiful.
Oh, is that it?
It was a lot of steel, and it almost makes no sense given there was this cauldron of steel, and now it's just these literal not even the full glasses with the frame, just the two circle bits.
Lenses.
So he takes it over, and he watches he starts working on it.
Rill looks very confused. He tries to make sense of it.
You look at the cauldron, you look at the mold, you realize the inside of the mold has a lot of runes written on it.
None of them, I don't understand any of it.
It's kind of the language of magic. So without knowing runecrafting, you wouldn't. But there's certainly a sense of familiarity here.
Ooh, right.
These were definitely carved by dwarvish hands. As he, he moves over from the grindstone and to another workbench, and you can see him starting to work with some leathers as you're talking.
Would read magic
No.
work for that? No? Okay.
No. It is literally just magic writing. It's like looking at computer code. It says something, but ultimately, you'd have to speak a language you haven't learned yet.
I don't suppose you happen to have any brass knuckle kind of weaponry.
As he's sort of stitching what looks to be some fur and some leather, he says, "Oh yeah. No, we have a few things. What's your style?"
Well, say theoretically, one may be wanting to, or happen to get into certain fights with Fey creatures, and they tend to be resistant to certain things.
I know exactly what you're implying. Look, it is not illegal or difficult to get a hold of the stuff, but trust me, if you walk around with it and they find you with it, it might cause some problems. Also, really quickly, welcome in Flyer Bowman, and have a wonderful and amazing day, Classic Sam. Classic Sam, I will have Neil clip the moment for you that we utilized that amazing donation from earlier on, so you don't have to miss out, and I will send it to you personally. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Mwah. Love you. All right. So, he says, depending on your, what is your fighting style? Not all weapons of the fist work the same way. A brass knuckle would work for a boxer, but there are other weapons that are more suitable for people based on how they fight.
Well, I do tend to use. I mean, I don't suppose you're familiar with the dragon style of martial arts.
Not a practitioner myself, but I know of it.
I mean, perhaps if I gave you a small demonstration, it might help you understand.
Oh, please, no, it would be my pleasure. I would love to see. He finishes what looks to be a kind of a leather mask. He watches it seems to have these almost like orange fur with like sort of purple and black stripes throughout it. It is this very, very beautiful color. By the way, for those of you who want to see it real quick, also real quick, Windy J D&D, thank you for the raid. You bloody legend, you. Thank you so much. Good to see you. How was your stream? Tell me everything.
Or else.
Or else. Okay, here we
go. So I'll show him as space allows a kind of a demonstration of the style, which
I don't remember
still favouring my right hand since I've fractured my left one. Yeah, it's not just punching, and it's certainly not boxing, but it is a fairly brutal kind of style, favouring really heavy blows to soft spots that would be potentially crippling to most people. But kicks as well, using the flying kicks, and sort of solid punches to like the throat areas and the joints, that kind of thing.
Oh, stop it. I can't take it anymore.
And then I'll finish just by...
Oh. Well, maybe just a little bit more.
All right.
I imagine because of it's basically the style gives extra strength bonus to damage, but I imagine it not just being just like a sword cutting people in half, more like you're aiming for like the nose and things that they're just going to get smashed in really easily for that extra damage.
So a lot of strong impacts I am seeing is what we're looking at. And you say it's dragon style.
Yes.
Give me a moment. He rifles through. He rifles through his drawers, and eventually, he finds a small. It's like almost like a super tiny hammer, and he walks over to what looks to be a big pile of stones, like almost bricks. As he pulls them out and he inspects them and has a look at them. He takes.
It's like BMX riders who ride like really little tiny BMX bikes. Is this like an equivalent?
Yeah, tiny little forge. You watch as he finds a nice chunk of rock as he puts it off to one side, and you then watch as he hits the rock. As he does so, he kind of inspects it and listens to it, then takes a different rock and does the same, until eventually he finds one, and he says, "I need your fist. Just open your palm flat." And he hits the rock again, and he takes you by the wrist and places your arm inside of that rock. He then pulls out what looks to be a piece of metal and slides it in. He says, "Now you should feel that. Grab onto it with your fist." Inside, you kind of feel almost like you're moving through clay, and then eventually you grab hold of the this rod.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "All right, do you have it?"
I've got it.
All right. He then hits it again, and as he does so, you watch as it transforms into what looks to be the upper jaw of a dragon.
Whoa.
And he says, "All right, now you need to will it off your hand."
Ah, okay.
As you do so, it disappears. And he says, "Good. All right. Wonderful." And he does the same thing with a second, which creates the lower jaw of a dragon.
Whoa.
He then says, "Now clench your fists, like tight." So as you go to clench your fists, the first time, it's kind of like you're just closing your hand. Nothing seems to happen. But as soon as you add that tension of like clenching your fist, all of a sudden, these two rocks appear in your hands. And he says, "Good.
Whoa.
Now hold them out, just like that." And he begins to work and puts caps on each of the dragon's teeth of cold iron.
Ooh.
And he says, "There. You now have a pair of dragon gauntlets. These are +1 magic dragon gauntlets that you can, again, equip or unequip at any point in time. They go to their own dimensional pocket space. There is no equipment that they need to have. In addition, they count as both piercing and piercing and bludgeoning whenever you wish to use them, but only the piercing damage counts for cold iron.
Right.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Now, he says, as far as payment goes, I have a favor to ask. Instead of taking money for this, I'll even throw in the spell storing glove for your friend over there.
Ooh. Wasn't for me. I was mainly, well, you know what I mean.
But if you don't want it, I'll take it back. It's fine.
No, I'll take it.
He says, listen, a lot of my friends are blacksmiths that are being held inside of the keep. If you would accept this as a down payment to go to the keep and at least bring back word that they're safe and they're okay, that would mean the world for me.
That sounds like a reasonable trade to me.
He also gives and presents Jet the glasses thing that he was making, which is the fire pelt cougar mask, which, when worn, gives you the senses of a predator. You also have the heightened sense of a tiger. And what does your gloves do again? Do they do fire damage?
Yes, they...
So your fire damage is now, because you're wearing a second piece of that set, is now increased to 2d6 instead of 1d6.
Okay.
All right. And Rill, he looks to you and he says,
Oh, I don't need anything, I just being here, looking at all of this, is bringing back all the happy, warm and fuzzy memories, and me holding me mate Jet here. Yeah, it's just
the
good
way
enough.
The way you speak, do you know Ankreg and Vala?
Yeah, but probably not. I don't really recognize the name.
They're rather old friends of mine. A lovely dwarven couple who lived, well, not around these parts, but a distance away. You,
How far are we talking? Because we legs are pretty short, walking along, he's pretty long way for me.
He says, well, if you're not, then you are the spitting image of Vala.
So whereabouts are we talking?
The Five King Mountains. Far
Is that a long way
to
from
the
here?
south. Yes.
Do I know the area?
You've never been. Your parents have never brought it up. But it is known to be the home of the dwarves.
Does it ring any bells?
Outside of what generally people know, no. But when you think about it, you kind of have vague recollections of, like, deep halls and towering statues of dwarves. Though you've never been, you kind of imagine this is what the place would look like. Which is, I don't know how you take that. That is up to you.
Just to double check, what was the mask called again?
The Fire Pelt Cougar Mask. As a luchador
delving
mask.
into anything
What?
I've read or I've heard in it'd be potentially bars and taverns mainly.
Mm-hmm.
Anything history wise, does it further come to mind?
Sure. Make a knowledge history check.
Sure. 12.
Okay. Here is what you know of the Five King Mountains. The Five King Mountains are nestled along the northern continent of Avestan, sharing a border with the large inner sea lake known as Lake Carthen. It is a mountainous region that has been quite difficult to penetrate. It is rich with ore and iron blue mushrooms, and heavily populated by the dwarven kingdoms. It is the largest center of dwarven culture beneath Galarian. High Helm is the capital city of the dwarves there, and it is located under the greatest of the peaks, Emperor's Peak, the tallest mountain in all Galarian. The Five King Mountain is named because of the 5 kingdoms that exist within the dwarven societies. The Gathered Council are rulers of the lands of Larad, High Helm, Kovlar, Tagaret, Rolgamur, and Tar Kazmuk, and convene every 200 years. You recall Kovlar as a name that kind of sticks. It is the smallest of the dwarven cities, with many built-in tunnels and caverns. It is on the southern outskirts, and is home to the most powerful of the guilds that resided there, the Anvilers Guild. And you don't know why. Again, like I said, this isn't from taverns. This is just kind of almost like a latent memory. You recall the Anvilers Guild logo, the symbol, which appears to be a large anvil with a hammer emblazoned on it.
Yep.
And a dwarven hand grasping it through fire as if to draw it from the flame.
I ask him, how does he know? Well, it's a silly question because he's a blacksmith, rune forger. So, well, real ask silly questions all the time. So yeah, he does ask them. Yeah, how does he know of these people?
Well, they were among the tribe of dwarves that helped me on my way. As I said, I was a craftsman for some time, but it wasn't until I met the dwarves that they taught me the ways of rune forging. Mixed together with some of my own forging techniques, we were able to make some very impressive magic items.
I asked him, did he make the forge that you use here?
No. Actually, Vala did.
Oh.
And you can actually see a maker's mark on his anvil, and that maker's mark is the Anvilite Guild.
Oh, I thank him for the information, and I give him a small blessing.
Oh, well.
A blessing of Torag.
Most appreciated. But I wish there was something I could give you. If nothing else, please take this. It's unfinished, and it's a prototype. He hands you a rod. It is just a thin silver metal rod with a single button on it.
Well, I will treasure it always. And I'll point the rod at me, and I press the button.
Nothing seems to happen.
Okay. Click, 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 click.
As you do so, you do not notice anything happen.
It's just a pen.
Stabs me in the eye.
It's a useless button.
It just squirts ink at me. I go, well, thank you very much. I kind of look at it, and I sit there and examine it, and I kind of trundle back to everybody else.
All right, as you try to
sit on the dirty floor.
As you try to trundle back while fiddling with it, at some point or another, it stops in midair and clotheslines you, and you fall on your ass. You then look above you, and you can see that the rod is stuck almost in the middle of the air.
What's a movable rod?
I instinctively grab it and try to move it.
Make a strength check.
Well, you stupid thing! It was given to me. Give it back.
Nice.
All right. With a strength check, you pull and you heave, but you cannot pull it free.
Grax just sees him having problems, and he's gonna help him. Because I think Grax realizes what kind of item this is.
I like look at it and I'm like,
especially
I'm
if
like
I sit there and
hanging
watch
off
him
it,
try to move it for a minute.
and almost trying to do like chin ups, trying to move it.
While he's pulling up, I'm gonna like try and press the button again that he was pressing.
As soon as you push the button a second time, it falls loose, and really you fall down again as you're trying to pull yourself.
That is cool. Hang on, I want to try. I got an idea. Cromwell,
Yes.
grab this
Oh,
rod.
this stupid thing.
Yeah, I just thought of something. Grab this rod and hold it in both hands,
I grab it.
and like, no, Cromwell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hand it over here.
Okay.
Let's see if you can get it to work.
So when you so I want you to lift it into the air and then press the button and then do a
Right.
pull up.
Okay, I will try and do that.
I just mimic him. I just put my hands
My
up
God,
the same as
yeah,
what he's doing. I just
you
mimic
do
what he's
so.
doing.
Can you, as you're like not lifting down, but like, can you do the, you know those because I've seen you do this every once in a while, but like, you know those they like there's like bars that stick out and you have to like take the stick that after you pull it up you like kind of lift up to the
you
next
want me
one.
to try and climb up into the air with the bar.
Yeah.
Very well. All right, I shall do a pull-up to the bar and then push the button and try and flick my hands up and push the button again.
All right, make an acrobatics check.
I'm just standing there with my arms up like this.
All right, you are able to pull yourself up, but it is exhausting.
Right. Yes, it is technically possible, Grax.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Well, I appreciate that you're enjoying the gift. As I said, it is a prototype and it doesn't work all the time. It wasn't a great success, but I also want to, posit the urgency of,
Yeah. Sorry,
these missing
I had
people
an idea that I had. So it's,
that could potentially be in peril.
I'm a goblin. We're curious. Yes.
I'll
You're a
like
goblin?
reach over. And
No.
I'll like walk over to Cromwell and go, "Please, sir, could I have it back?"
I'm a halfling.
Yes, well, I believe we've
Well, I
taken
suppose we
enough of your
should-
time, and you've been more than generous with your down payments for service, and I believe it is probably past time that we deliver on our side of the bargain.
That is a great relief to know that at least someone is looking into this. Many people here are afraid to move against the Queen.
Yes, I mean, we're certainly not driven by fear. I believe we've
At the
Gone
mention
beyond
of
that.
the Queen, Jack is like very hard clenching his fists after the news that he had received from him, and he's kind of gritting his teeth.
Well, if I can make a recommendation, the bathhouses are a good place to soak and consider one's actions.
Of course, you understand we won't be moving against the Queen. Everyone only lives to serve her.
Yes, of course.
Simply making inquiries.
Good.
All right, let's
So
go.
Rill put the rod, just tuck it into his belt. Is that a thing?
Mhm.
And how heavy is it?
It's not.
Not heavy at all?
Just,
Nope.
Like a
just
quarterstaff.
as Real tries to walk off, I'll just
I don't even know what
push the button in his belt.
As he
Does
pushes the
not even
buttons,
notice.
you immediately slam to a standstill.
My belt breaks
But
and
just-
my pants fall down. I don't even notice.
Just
I
walk
just keep walking with my
Amazing.
the pants slowly shuffling down my legs. Does this seem a bit breezy to you? It seems to be a lot colder all of a sudden.
Pull up your pants, real.
Oh, right. Okay. Leave
Okay.
the full pants back up. I kind of lean back and go.
All right. You leave the smith and make your way back into the city.
Bathhouse.
Heading to the bathhouse. All right.
So I do the whole. You got the two ends of the cord, and I kind of tie it onto the rod, and I put it, and I do like the twisty thing at the front. So this rod is like sitting in front of my pants now. So if I want to use it, I'm pretty much gonna have to lose my pants to use it.
You do you, buddy.
Yeah. At least now we know when Real's happy to see us.
I got a silver metal rod just for you.
All right.
Uh,
It's not long before our heroes find themselves at the entrance to a large and lavish bathhouse. The snow kind of lingers over the various grounds, but a hot spring seems to be almost artificially made here. Several symbols seem to heat up the water with fire spells, and you can see a large number of individuals having a lovely soak. Not least among which are a few trolls and some of the soldiers as well. There, a goblin seems to greet you as you enter the establishment.
Greetings. You want to bathe? You want to have bath? You smell like wet dog. Come, give me clothes. I will put through wash, and then you can wash, and then when you come out, they will be clean.
That's probably not necessary. I'm quite certain we won't be able to remove that odor from following us around.
Oh, no,
But,
no. We have special powders. Yes, good powders.
Works on goblin spells?
It works on all smells. Come, no need to be shy. Everyone's naked here.
You can try.
Will starts taking his clothes off.
The goblin
Do you
gives
have
you
a,
a straw basket to put all your clothes in.
Okay,
you
I'll
have
put my
any,
clothes in, and I'll put the rod in,
products?
and I wrap it in the clothes, and then I press
He's
the
a-
button.
Cool. Can't lift it. He's oh, this is very heavy. You are very strong. Igor. You watch as an ogre shows up. This ogre has like one large eye and looks to have like one beefy hand. The other hand, kind of instead of like it being a 5-fingered hand, is like almost a 3-fingered, like sort of like grip.
Like a
But
claw
you
grip.
watch as like this is actually you see the muscles on that arm, like he could crush marble with that hand. So he grabs hold of the basket with your clothes in it. And what you hear next as he's about to lift it is this god-awful ripping and tearing sound as he pulls the basket and your clothes and absolutely destroys them all. You hear the goblin go, you fool! You idiot! What are you doing? Guys, stupid! He sort of hits this, this ogre with what looks to be like a bamboo rod, just keeps smacking him, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. And he's like, you stupid boy, stupid. This is why I can't take you anywhere. Go back to cleaning. Oh, I am so sorry, sir. We will find you new clothes. Rest assured, we will pay for expense, and the bath is free for everyone. Don't worry.
Oh,
Will's standing there naked. He's not even covering himself.
That's not necessary. But do you have any private bathrooms?
There's some smaller ones that aren't being used at the moment. Yeah, there's a few up the back.
And I can assure you that was simply a practical joke from our friend here.
No, it wasn't. I was just giving him my clothes.
Make a bluff check.
Damn it.
Well, here's the question: is Rill malicious?
He's got a new toy. He just wanted to play with it.
That's true, but does Rill also again? Is Rill malicious? Is the question.
It's a 7.
Well,
I wasn't meaning to cause harm.
no.
It's just,
No, that's true. But the ogre is copying it for you, and Rill would see that. And if Rill plays it off like he didn't do anything, he knows that ogre is going to take the blame for it. So the question is, that's just what your interpretation is.
So he kind of says it, and he says it really bad. He says, "Well, yeah, well, it was me. Look, I would just sort things out," and I kind of reach in and I press the button again.
You watch as the goblin tries to save face, and he's like, "Oh, ha, 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 I see. Very funny, sir. Why weren't you laughing?" He sort of yells at the ogre. The ogre like,
Get back here now.
you know, yeah. And he goes, "Oh, that's very funny, sir. Well, you know, it's a good one. You got me there with your jokes and stuff. Aha. Well, your private bath is ready for you. Just head on down." She's got more baskets for the rest of you, by the way.
I'll give them a silver piece for the bathroom. I don't know what it costs. I'm guessing it's
That's 2 copper actually, but she'll take the silver. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I give the ogre a gold for his rehabilitation.
Jesus. He's probably just gonna eat it.
He looks really happy, but also like he's overwhelmed. Like he's you see the goblin sort of look at his silver. Yeah. Oh. the ogre hugs you. And you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make a strength check.
Oh, here we go.
Hold on.
I die.
No. This is good.
Whoa.
He rolls a 19, which means he actually has enough self-control to hug you without breaking every bone in your body. Because he has control problems, right? Like this destroying stuff is not like hard for him. But he gives you a tender hug, and he whispers thank you, and he goes back around his work. Now he does most of the cleaning and stuff like that. He's kind of like again the laborer here, but yeah, he is now fond of your little traveling group, as is the goblin who sees you have money. Now, as you make your way to the back rooms, does anyone not undress and put your stuff in the basket?
Jekt is not gonna.
Well,
this is a blue
he
goblin,
doesn't.
right?
He doesn't trust
the public bathhouse.
Well, no, but he doesn't trust the fact that the goblin said they'll get any scent out if that's the case, because the alpha wolf said that as long as they
sorry.
have
The
her fur
in
on
regards to that, the alpha wolf one is a magical effect, not a
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not just
Okay.
a. Yeah. You.
Well,
Yeah.
if
You.
that's the case,
She.
then
She
yeah.
would have told you that.
Okay, well if that's the case, then yeah, he'll go in and
Yeah.
he'll go
And
into
if
the public
even if
area
we play that by extra, we'll just say that that you guys make it clear you don't want the cloaks to be cleaned. You say that there's special oils in it for hunting and stuff, and they're like, yeah, okay, no worries, that's not going to be a problem. Okay. So
Sure, I'll take him off too.
sweet. And Cromwell.
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't have any valuable
Buck
clothing.
stays with me though.
What's that?
All Real's holding is the silvered rod. That's it.
My implement book just stays with me though.
In a bath.
It's waterproof.
Okay, sure, no problem there.
Jekt's also gonna just keep wearing his the amulet that's around his neck and the
Waterproof book.
and the little bag that's got the
Look,
knuckle
it's a
bone in it.
bath. I want to reiterate this.
Yes, but he doesn't.
I mean,
trust
look,
people
if
not
you guys
steal
want to
stuff.
prepare for an encounter, I'll give you an encounter.
I just wanted to summon Myrtle.
Look, this is a
His
key
little
role-playing
dolphin.
moment,
He
right?
gets- he
Yeah,
deserves a
exactly.
break
It's a
every
key
once in a
role-playing
while.
moment. I like I said, if we're
Just
prepared
enjoy
for
the bath.
if we're prepared for battle, I'll throw it in. I'm not
Well,
ashamed.
it's not. It's
One-
not
one
that.
brain box.
It's literally just wearing a necklace.
Just a
Yeah, he
random
doesn't
necklace
want
that
to-
has no actual mechanical effects.
Well, no, it's his knuckle bone and his amulet. That's his
Oh.
necklace.
Oh, weird.
And he doesn't
Crazy.
want people
It's
to steal
almost-
it.
Yeah, strange.
Fine, I'll leave the book behind then. Jeez. I just wanted to be a friend to Myrtle, my
Look,
dolphin.
I don't
Summon a
want.
freaking
You want to
octopus.
summon your dolphin into boiling water, you monster! What is wrong with
That
you?
It was boiling. I can't get in it.
It's hot water!
It would
See,
be nice
I
if you
just-
summoned your octopus
I
friend.
just don't
And I
want
thought
that.
I was the evil looking one.
I just don't want the knuckle bone to be stolen.
Sure.
I mean, I don't mind bathing in
That is
soup.
a very powerful item.
The knucklebone is a very powerful item, but look, okay, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. For the most part, I will say that you can conceal it in your belongings in such a way that even if stuff was stolen, they wouldn't find it easily. Like it's
Okay.
it's you know what I mean? It's like putting a bag in a hidden compartment somewhere. It's easy enough to do, and you guys can enjoy your stuff. Now, I'm not going to throw encounters at you. Unless you do something dumb, or if someone does the secret menu item. That's a whole other thing.
Water if that's what it is.
But,
Yeah, let's not have a white
I'll
dragon
be
appear
fighting
while
butt
we're all
naked.
naked.
yeah, but, that'd
I
be
don't mind
so
fighting
funny.
naked.
Alright, so, making your way down to the edge of the bathhouse, you eventually come to a small room. This room has been warmed quite a lot, and you can see that there's like kind of this humid steam that just lingers in the air as you make your way over to the bath. As you put your feet in, it is quite hot initially as you step in, but your body becomes accustomed to it. It is the first time you have truly felt warmth since arriving in Whitethrone, and you can't help but let loose this sort of sigh as you relax. Now, as this happens, another individual seems to enter the bath at the same time as you. Almost as if this individual had somewhat followed you. It appears to be an Ulthen individual. Kind of a big, almost druidic kind of individual, like lots of mud and dirt in his face, like sort of leaves and bramble and stuff stuck in his hair. And he jumps into the, he sort of jumps over to one of the sides where he starts to, like, wash his hair.
Oh, also, since this is the first time it's ever come up, Jack does have like a black tattoo swirling around his arm that goes up to his shoulder. Since Jack's never actually taken off his clothes before.
Ever.
Well, not in front of the party, so nobody would have known that.
Okay.
Okay.
So this guy's entered our little section of the bathhouse.
Yeah, more like he's followed you in.
Right.
There is no insight skill, is there?
Sense motive.
Do I even have? I have it, but I don't got nothing in it. But Jack is a little suspicious of this man.
Sure. He seems very suspicious given that he waited to follow you in.
So can I roll a sense motive then?
No, you're already suspicious.
Well, okay.
This guy is behaving suspiciously. You get suspicious vibes from the suspicious man.
Crash just kicking his feet.
Jack's gonna glare at him from across the area. Okay.
He's got shampoo in his eyes, and he starts to put water, sort of soap it up. Pulls out a loofah.
Well, if you really look, I just like whisper to Jet. I'm like, well, if you're really looking at that guy, why don't you go over and talk to him? I'll back you up from over here.
Jack is just. Jack shakes his head. I don't trust him.
Yeah, you trust anybody then, don't you?
Crash swims over to the edge and like kind of scoops up some snow, and he throws it.
Actually,
Sure.
wouldn't
So
Drax be
hard.
swimming anyway?
Wouldn't Grax be what?
Wouldn't this one?
Yeah, I said I was swimming.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, wouldn't he have to swim any puddle that's more than
How tall am I? I'm 3'6".
So
Yeah, so anything that's like 2 foot, you would still need to swim. Even 1 foot.
I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm going to do this. So, Rill. So how far are we away from this guy?
Like 15, 20 foot.
Okay.
Oh no.
So Rill is going to grab this rod and he's going to stick it between his bum cheeks, and then he's going
Oh my
to swim. He's going to swim over casually. So sticking it up his ass,
I
he's
feel
just
like Michael's
clenching
going
it
to
between
need
his
to roll
cheeks.
some kind of dex check to make sure you activate
He's
it.
just
with your
swimming
butt
and
cheeks.
casually over. Well, this is a pretty good bath, isn't it? And I'm like put some in my mouth and I spit it out and I'm like, whoa, that tastes horrible.
It's very mineral heavy. Like a lot of, not salt, but like, you know, like that.
Goblin water.
Yeah, it's like it's very heavy minerals, very earthy, for sure. Lots of what's the word? Sulfur, I think. Not sulfur.
Like the sprinkle.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
like
a volcanic
wild
spring.
Basalts.
Yeah, it's a volcanic spring, so I mean, like, I don't know what I imagine it tastes bad. Anyway, so he turns
Well,
around.
what brings you here
Well-
besides public bathing?
He turns and he says, why would something other than public bathing bring me to a public bath?
Well, I don't know. It just seems a bit weird. I try not to like periscope. Like I try not to make sure that my lower half is above the water level.
No, but
But,
your
so
rod
it
is
clicks
sticking
the rod.
straight out of your, you know.
But I'm just saying. Well, I just took notice that you come in after us, and you know, just seeing you here. I haven't seen you here before. I don't know.
Well, you've
It
not.
seems a bit weird.
Well, you've not been here before.
Well, how do you know? I haven't seen you here before.
Well, I saw you come into the city.
Real. It's the master of small talk.
All right.
Yep.
Like,
Jack is gonna speak in Ulfin.
Yep.
And get just mildly aggressive and go, cut the shit. Why did you follow us here?
it's not mildly aggressive.
He says, calm down, young one. This is not a fight you want to have, especially in a place like this. You don't even know where you are. What I want to know is who told you about the bathhouse.
What was the mentor's name? Did we get his name?
No. No one asked.
Nope.
I like casually go up against the side and I just
got it.
put my arm
Eddie.
casually on the side of the
His
bath.
name is Eddie.
His name was not Eddie Neal.
It's Eddie the Minotaur.
He goes, an acquaintance of my father's.
He turns on the stool and gives you a full spread eagle look at his ulfinness.
And Jack's gonna just look up at the sky.
So Jack gets an opal.
Well, I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
He leans down, and as he do so, you can see that he's actually got a lot of tattoos over his shoulder. Can I get anyone who wishes to make a history check as they look at his tattoos?
Ooh, okay.
History.
Do I have history?
Oh.
I do not have a history, apparently.
I'm not trained in it, so
It's
I
a
think Drax
2.
would just be still kind of playing
With a
around.
5.
I'll
So he's
roll
not
if
actually in
you
the
want
water,
me
he's
to,
on
but
a stool next to the bath.
Oh. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
untrained, so I don't think I should do it.
No. And
I just-
untrained doesn't get through. All right.
Yeah.
I straight
Okay.
up don't have history.
So
Nice.
Grax is still playing around
Alright.
in the water.
Cromwell, you recognize some of these symbols. These are symbols that look very obviously Ulfin in nature, and they seem to depict and tell a story.
Just fixated on the orphanness.
What you know is that if you were to loosely translate it, it would be heralds of summer's return.
Ooh, I've heard of these guys. We were supposed to look for them. It's in our Whitethrone notes.
Yes. So yes, you can see that he has Ulfin tattoos that look like just a tattoo telling the Ulfin story But as you sort of read out that story, that is the tale that's being told. It is the tale that
Right.
heralds of Summer's Return.
Uh,
So
calm
right
down,
now,
Jet.
sorry, just real quick, because Jet's been aggressive, he's sort of turned around, not overly aggressive, like, you know the way an old soldier would, like, deal with a threat? Like, what's that guy from Breaking Bad, you know, the old dude with, you know, the bald head and the beard?
Mike.
Mike? Yeah, literally, yeah, it like what Mike, kind of imagine Mike, if you would, just sort of looking at Jet, you know, fully comfortable, and asking simple questions.
Yeah.
And then just ready to show me my place.
No,
When it
I
comes
wouldn't
to
say
it.
that. I wouldn't say that. He does not know why you're here, but he's just not budging from that point, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Calm down, Jet. I believe our new acquaintance may be on the same story as we are writing.
And what an acquaintance.
He just kind of looks at Rill.
Is he actually? He said he's on the stool. Is he actually beside the bath, or is he actually in the bath?
Beside the bath. Traditionally, it's actually a good manners to clean yourself before you jump into the communal bath. Just to kind of wipe off the dirt and grime and stuff like that. So he was doing that. You guys didn't, but that's because you guys don't know the things. And that's fine. That's, you know, he knows that. You don't. And, you know, that's why he's off to the side. So that you and the audience can know. Because...
Well,
Okay.
let us make space, and perhaps our new acquaintance here can come and share stories of warmer times.
Greg's kind of like, as he's playing, he's going to so there's, like, you know, those rocks in the pool or in the bath.
Sure.
He'll dive under the water, just kind of like as he's playing. He'll
Mhm.
dive. I'm gonna try and swim behind one of the rocks and just kind of try and hide behind it,
Sure.
but like also just kind of
He watches you do it.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. You don't get a stealth check.
No,
You do not. You do not have Jedi mind powers. You are not invisible. He watches you literally
Technically.
swim over behind the rock, and then you're behind that rock.
Yeah.
He sees you.
Anyway,
God, I love rogues sometimes. I love it when people think that stealth is like some sort of invisibility potion.
Doing it as Cromwell suggests, Jack
can't see
calms
me.
down a little bit, but he's still on edge.
Sure. Hearing what Cromwell said and realizing the code he speaks, he says, I'll ask my question again. Who told you about the bathhouse?
Well, we didn't actually ask his name, but we did have quite a interesting conversation.
He was a minotaur.
What was the? You would think that I would have wrote it down.
The brass bull.
No, not him. Because the dude that I paid to get out of jail, he told us about them, didn't he?
Yes, that would be Ringa.
Ringar.
Ringo,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Jack says his name.
At this point, he says... Actually, I'm going to try and go for Mike. Hold on, let me channel Mike here.
Oh boy.
Okay. If Mike sent you, then...
You are Mike.
No, sorry, yeah, that's right. If,
Yeah, you said those.
If Ringa sent you, then it's easy to see that you're here to find me. I am Solvig Aridal, cleric of Milani, and the hidden temple that's in this bathhouse.
You hear that, guys? He's a cleric too.
Yeah, try not to say that too loud.
Oh,
Real's excited, but you can't see it.
nice swim
Because
back
of the
out
water
from
level.
behind the rock.
You
Come
see, Milani is the god of rebellions and the freedom for those who are oppressed. We've been here working in Whitethrone for some time, but it's not all guns and roses. Ringia is one of my best operatives and has smuggled a great many people out of the city. But anyone who goes to and from using the passageways that you did to get into the city never do so without my knowledge. So yeah, I watched when you came in. I saw where you went. And my agents told me that you caused a bit of a mess down at the Howlings. And you became a bit too chummy with those winter wolves down there. So I'm not sure why.
I seem all right.
I'm not sure why Ringo thought that you should speak to me.
Well, he believed he owed us some debt for bailing him out of jail.
Yeah, that'll do it. So what exactly can I do for you?
Well, we would require, now that Ringo has moved on since his cover was uncovered, we will potentially be requiring transportation for some blacksmiths out of town. It'd be one thing to rescue them, but quite another just to sit and let them loose in the city. They would just be rounded up again, I would say.
I can arrange something.
When he says that, kind of vibe is he laying down? Is he like, is it going to be like some sort of other payment? Are we getting...
No, he just, you get the feeling that he hasn't asked any questions and he's just straight up said yes.
Okay, so I kind of get the feeling that since we bailed his friend out, he's probably obliged to do this, or
no?
Is this what we're feeling?
This is so. You know how you heal people with magic because you worship Sarenrae?
Yes.
This is what he does.
So he smuggles people for his god.
Yep.
Wow.
Should we be able to secure said smiths, where should we send them?
There's a clock tower towards the eastern side of the city. A couple of stalls near the south of that clock tower will have eyes and ears. They'll give you instructions if you can get them there. Listen, something that might help you if you're trying to get into the royal palace is we have a guard on the inside. Kind of a tenuative relationship, purely financially driven, if you catch what I mean. Now, the Iron God is dissatisfied with the way things are being run. Apparently, their commander is a white dragon named Logric. And, well, since apparently his son went missing, he's become a bit of a tyrant. So a few of the gods are looking for an opportunity to rise up against this white dragon oppressor, but haven't had the opportunity. If your goal is to go and free these blacksmiths from whatever purpose the queen has, then it might be the right time to, well, create a distraction.
I would normally ask, how do we know we can trust you? But I believe our conversations thus far have moved us beyond that point already.
Don't mistake trust with opportunity.
Yes.
I intend to use you the same way you intend to use me. Nothing more, nothing less. If the Iron God rise up against the Queen's pet, then it destabilizes her and makes my job 1,000,000 times easier. Right now, the Iron God don't trust the Shrine of the Everbloom. And for no better reason than we have no interest in creating any kind of direct attack against the palace. But if you 6 have that in mind, well, I'm not about to stop you. Here, take this. He hands you a coin. You don't know where he pulls it out from. It is a 2-sided coin with both sides depicting a rose, and on the other, one side's a rose, and the other side appears to be almost like blood. But if you spin it, it creates the symbol of Milani.
Ooh.
It's a fancy illusion.
He says, if you find yourself confronted by the Iron God, it may not work. But if you have that coin on you, and it is one of the dissatisfied gods, they might let you go free.
I'll swim up to Cromwell, and I'll just kind of tap him on the leg and just kind of like, and then I go to like whisper, wait for him to come down. Maybe we should tell him what we're here for too. Maybe he'll be able to help better, or be able to help us more.
Yes, okay. I don't suppose you may have any insights surrounding the Baba Yaga's hut.
The dancing hut? Yeah, that's in the market square, chained up.
Yes, I was more meaning beyond its location.
Baba Yaga was supposed to come back and replace the queen. She never showed up. Most folk are still waiting for the Black Rider to arrive. But no such luck. The white and the red have also not shown. We think maybe
Elvira.
It's not Elvira. It's not the freaking vampire lady. It is
The white and the
Elvana.
red. What is he talking about?
He's talking about the white and red riders.
Oh, that's right. Because you got a black one, you got red, and you got a white one. Oh, yeah, right.
That's right.
And we already know
Rex,
the black.
hearing the red and the white. Can I because we got a because Jack just got the fire cougar item. Can
Mhm.
Grax try and put 1 and 2 together, be like the white weasel with the white knight and the fire cougar with the red knight?
Given that Kichiro is the Black Rider and has animated weapons and swords and horses, I'm going to say that Grax has come to the very false idea that he is the White Rider, and that Jet is becoming the Red Rider.
Jack absolutely does not believe either of this, though.
But
Well, I'm not
Grax,
the White Rider
100%.
yet.
I am the White Rider. I have all the white stuff.
But
I am the white weasel.
Jack mentions him. Well, actually, we do know the identity of the Black Rider. He has appeared.
He's listening.
I don't suppose the chaining up of the hut may have some kind of enchantment to it.
He doesn't know. He's not a wizard.
And I'm not Harry.
Anyway, Jack motions at Kichiro, who is not here technically.
This is not Real's
If we-
expertise, so he remains quiet at this stage.
If
Well,
we
I'm sure the Black Rider will reveal himself when it's time.
if we help get the blacksmiths back, will you help us get close to the hut?
No.
What?
No.
Well, it was interesting to meet you.
He stands up and he grabs a towel and puts it around his waist. He says, "Just remember where you're supposed to go. Clock Tower, east of town." And he walks out.
So we're supposed to find a guard that he knows, and then get the blacksmiths and go to the clock tower. Sounds simple enough.
Yeah, easy. We just break into the palace, free all the
Yeah.
blacksmiths, and then escape with them all out of the palace, across town to the eastern side. Yeah, simple.
Because
All right. You enjoy the rest of your bath. Eventually coming out feeling refreshed and cleansed. You guys may all receive the benefit of a long rest.
Hooray.
Hey.
Real removes the rod from his butt cheeks.
Very well.
He retrieves it.
As you are provided with clothes, Rill, your clothes are, as mentioned, destroyed.
Excellent. Even
Um,
my dog robes.
You wore your dog robes over some stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Had you removed your armor at any point?
Well,
Oh,
you said
no.
clothes, so clothes and armor and everything would be gone, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So, unfortunately, your armor was also destroyed.
Oh no.
So, you are...
Well, that is unfortunate.
That is very unfortunate. You are provided with, however, some some pretty actually fancy clothes by the bathhouse. The goblin has prepared them for you in your size, so they're actually custom fitted. Look really, really nice. Of the three of you, you kind of almost look like a nobleman, like just with what you're wearing.
Yeah, right.
You somehow managed to come out looking more fancy than you went in, real.
Oh. Well, a bath will do
Not
that
as
for
armored.
people.
Not as armored, but
No.
So I will remove the armor that I have on my character sheet.
It wasn't magic armor, by the way.
It was.
That is a terrible, terrible shame.
Then
It is a
why
terrible
don't you,
shame.
why
Keep
don't
it on
you,
your...
look for
okay, so
some kind of blacksmith and get it fixed.
yeah, I was gonna say keep it on your person because while it has the broken condition, you can still go get it repaired.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
I think you
if
can
only
still
is
wear
you-
stone
broken armor,
lamellar.
can't you?
Armor.
Yeah, Judd
I
thinks
think
it's
you-
stone.
Blacksmith.
Yeah, I think you can. I think it gives you a -4 penalty, I think, to your AC. Something like that. We'll work it out. If you want to wear your
Yeah.
broken armor, you can, but, we'll talk about that. Anyway, so... the scene is yours. This is now entering Sandpoint mode, where I'm slowly losing control of what's going on. But to loosely recap, Jet's parents are supposedly in the royal palace, along with a ton of blacksmiths. You currently have been tasked with going and rescuing said blacksmith and smuggling them out. To smuggle them out, you need to break in, find them, and then transport them over here-ish towards the clock tower, where the Herald of the Summer's Return will help you smuggle the blacksmiths out of town. They haven't asked for any kind of payment, or at least haven't asked yet, but they have shared information and given you some ins, including, of course, the Iron Guard person.
Jack will also make a mention that the guards are just like collecting the blacksmiths too, and he goes, well, if they're collecting wandering blacksmiths, the easiest way for at least one of us to get in is to pose as a wandering blacksmith.
Well, it sure is nice to be in town as a wandering blacksmith.
You just all pose as one. The same
Well,
guy.
I wonder if I can just go
I
do some
think
blacksmithing
only
somewhere.
One of us
Not
is a
like
real
that.
blacksmith, but we can all pose as a blacksmith.
I can pose
You-
as a noble blacksmith.
I highly doubt. All right, real,
Metal rod
real
sticking out of me
maybe.
out.
But no offense, Jax, but I don't think you and Cromwell will really pose well as blacksmiths.
Are you kidding? All I need is some soot.
All
And
right.
then call it good.
We're gonna move forward a little bit just so that we have this plan. Let's start with, is everyone okay with the some people as blacksmiths, some people as not?
Yeah,
I'm cool with it.
Sounds all right. Some people will be on the inside. some
Very
on the
well.
outside.
Looking
I could
around,
be on the outside with
yeah,
Cromwell.
looking around and trying to figure out how to go about pretending to be blacksmiths, you find yourselves a hidden asset.
Ooh.
In the bathhouse, there are a number of different baskets with a number of different clothes. Fortunately for you guys, a blacksmithing group, basically, had visited but had been picked up by the guards, leaving their belongings here, including, of
Wow.
course, their garbs as blacksmiths. So you are able to get those without any trouble whatsoever, because no one's
cool.
claimed them for days, and the goblin is happy to be rid of them. Oh no!
Nope.
What has
We
happened?
lost.
Oh, my
Neil's
phone must have died.
disconnected.
Oh, that's okay. We're just about to hit
all
that.
My
shifted.
phone just died.
That's okay. We're just about to hit the wrap. Let's just go very quickly to technical difficulty screen. This is how.
It's a Minotaur.
There we go.
We
All
went
right.
into layout.
Yeah, there you go. That's the editor. Technical difficulties. All right. So just to wrap up our session today. So as our heroes make
I'd
their
prob-
way. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say I'd probably get changed and tell everyone I'm heading back to the Minotaur's place, and hopefully he might be able to do something with my armor.
If you leave it with your armor, he won't be able to do it before you have to go to the castle. But if you're gonna, if that's okay with you, then he'll have it repaired by the time you're done.
Yep.
Go.
Jack
right.
will also change into more blacksmith-like clothing compared to what he's wearing.
Sure. We're gonna again soup through that because we're getting close to time. You guys do manage to go to see the blacksmith, and he does agree to repair your belongings. And you begin to make your way towards the royal palace. As you do so, the fortress is imposing. A large bridge spans before an ivory tower, and everywhere you look, you see the same thing. Cloaked individuals with mirrors for faces, seeming to scour and look and scrutinize everything. As you begin to get closer, one of them seems to notice you, and then another, and then another. They start to move in your direction. They don't say anything. They just silently approach. Do you resist?
So we're all wearing the blacksmith
Correct.
garb at present.
I think a couple of people half were posing as blacksmiths. Probably you
Yeah.
and
Jack.
Jet.
Yeah.
I'd be with
no,
Cromwell.
Jack does not resist.
Oh, well, what's all this? I'm just a lowly blacksmith. I'm just moving through the city, doing my blacksmithing thing, and this person's going to stop us and everything. Oh, I just want to go to my anvil. I just want to do my work and do blacksmithing stuff.
Make a bluff check.
Blackety blackety blacksmith.
Blackety, blackety, blacksmith.
Look at my hammer.
I'm
So
looking
big.
for the skills. There it is.
And the three of you, and
Could
while
I-
he's doing a bluff check, can I get everyone else to make me a disguise check with a +4 bonus?
I
That's
was
an
gonna say,
11.
could I also help with that bluff check?
We'll see how you go with your disguise check first.
Do I really need to disguise since I am a blacksmith?
No, actually, you'll be fine. You will pass. So, how do you want to assist?
I'll jab him, kind of like jab him in the side softly to kind of shut him up, and Jax will go, "Yes, this is my apprentice. He doesn't know how to shut his mouth."
All right,
Apologies.
you can roll a bluff check. All right, not a difficult roll to beat.
That's a 21.
All right. They begin to point and gesture towards the palace. They kind of flank you on either side as they seem to be gesturing for you to be escorted.
Jack kind of bows his head in a nod and follows.
All right.
Do they want all of us to follow, or just those two to follow?
All of you to follow.
Okay.
Yeah. As you begin to do so, however, the mirror men stop for a moment and look to the ground. There's a giant rumbling that begins to occur. You watch as the water waves beneath the out over the lake itself start to shudder and tremble.
Uh-oh.
I need perception checks from everyone.
Oh boy.
Excellent.
I see the ground.
A 10's average.
Yeah, you might.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, 10 is pretty average. Who got the highest?
Come on.
You'll need. Sorry, let me rephrase. You'll need to read these out because the audience can't see these at the moment.
I got a 32.
I got
32.
20.
I have 20. Dirty 20.
I have 10.
All right.
10's still good.
With the exception of Jet, you all see, hear, and feel what is coming.
Including the music.
Including the music. As the ground in the city street splits open, sending bricks and tiles flying in all directions,
Wait, what?
you hear a terrifying sound as these large chunks of earth land in these buildings.
Oh.
People are screaming and shouting, and you hear the sound
Stop, drop, and roll.
of a large roar
Oh no!
as the purple worm
Oh god.
rises in the center of the town and is belching forth just this huge gout of like the earth that it had been chewing through, as it seems to send the mirror men sprawling in all directions. The guards
balance.
begin to move, and that is when you notice a few differences in the purple worm. Firstly, as its jaw opens, you see the praying mantis claws almost now making a lower jaw as it snaps like mandibles, pulling things into its mouth. You notice its body covered in stone and rock, almost like an earth elemental. But along its back, almost like a white mohawk, are dragon scales. And its nose peters out to the muzzle of what looks to be a white dragon. As it takes a deep breath in. And next week, we will return for this glorious battle against the purple worm, who has resurged thanks to our dear donation by our friend and awesome supporter, Classic Sam, you are wonderful. Chaos you wanted and chaos you got, as we have now thrown in the purple worm.
Wait, who are your friends too?
There you go. So, unless I'm mistaken, let's just take a quick moment and have a look at our purple worm notes here. So the purple worm's name is, well, it's the Annihilation Worm. It currently has the Lunge of a Praying Mantis, the Savage Bite of a Bulette, immunity to cold from the White Dragon, as well as its, what do you call it, breath weapon. It has something from an oracle as well. Oh, right, it ate frickin', of course. Jeez, it has oracle. Oh my god, it has oracle powers. Oh, I forgot. Oh, Jesus. All right. Well,
Yeah,
I guess.
You hadn't determined whether it was going to randomly get one of the oracle curses or the blessings.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I was gonna roll randomly. I forgot about that. All right, remind me next week, because that's gonna make a world of difference if this is a spell casting freaking worm.
Or if it gets misfortune and it could just misfortune every one of us.
That's true. Oh my god. This is
Fortune
insidious.
and it can fortune itself.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Viren Rock, thank you so much for the inside bonus. Guys, as we get ready to sign out, first of all, let's roll back a little bit. First of all, thank you to the Eldritch Scribe for coming in and raiding with your family. So good to see you guys here from the community. My name is Michael, the Deadest Gamer. This is my place, this is my face. We're having technical difficulties right now because, well, one of our phones is dead. And, well, hang on. Wait, I'll tell you. Oh, well, there we go. Boom. This is our normal setup. And yeah, look at all the pretties there. We normally have pretties, but everyone's broken. So yeah, that happened.
We're on the right page though.
Anyway, but yeah, normally we do TTRPGs here every week. We do one on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and then we do a DAG Chats on Sunday. So we're here all the time. So give us a follow.
Yay.
Come check out all the cool stuff we do. What else? Yeah, you came in at a great time. It's such a good cliffhanger. I'm so jazzed for this fight. Viren Rock gave an insight bonus, so you guys can ask one question and get a definitive answer. Go. Anything. First thing.
Are we fucked?
No, you're not, because the purple worm has attacked in the middle of the city. The city has guards. The city has the Mirror Men. The city has the Iron Guard. You guys are not fighting this solo. So you guys have actually got a decent chance in this fight. Yes.
And there's a dragon somewhere.
We could howl
correct.
and call upon the wolves.
Also,
that's true. The winter wolves are also there as well. Also, yes, this is also a good chance to be a distraction as well. The purple worm, however, as we've reiterated, is after you guys specifically, though. So.
Run away!
You guys kind of need to conceal that to some degree. Otherwise, they're going to go, oh, hey, this thing's after them. Get him. So that's the thing. Hey, TLT, follow them. Yes, follow.
Keep it from eating the hut.
Follow them.
Cool. Yeah. Yep, that's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name's been Michael. I'm the Deadest Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. We're playing Pathfinder 1st Edition, Reign of Winter. We are currently in the middle of Book 2. If you have any questions and things like that, consider coming and hanging out in our Discord, because that's where all the cool kids are. And if you don't like the Discord, then come give us a follow and come check us out anyway. In addition, look at this. Boom. Sponsors. People that are cool and do stuff that we like. Hero Forge. Wonderful artworks. Great tokens. Amazing cool little thing that we can do here with our Discord so that Jet can keep talking and you guys can know when he speaks.
Yeah.
There you go.
Talk.
That's very smooth. I like that. Yeah. And of course, Hero Forge, you can also get your models 3D printed, so you can paint them or you can get them 3D printed in color. And now they've got 2D standees as well. And every week there is more and more content, so you guys can make the best kind of Hero Forge minis for your campaigns. Next up, Sirenscape for the beautiful sound set. As we said before, we used a whole bunch of the different sound sets, including, of course, the Rime of the Frost Maiden set, including the Purple Worm set that we use for our guy here, because that's how we roll. This is a cool one. It has lots of cool things. You want the sound of a purple worm attacking? Boom! There's a purple worm attacking. You want the sounds of a purple worm emerging out of the ground? Boom, it's right there. Sirenscape, filled with sound sets for every kind of game to make you sound awesome. And lastly, Fantasy Grounds for our VTT of choice. Why? Because it's beautiful. Look at how pretty it is. Dice rolls and there's things and there's people. It's great. So yes, Fantasy Grounds, our other sponsor. And then, of course, thank you to everyone who came in, joined us, had a great time. We love your faces. We're going to go and raid someone now. Let's see.
Right.
Who is up and about and wants to be raided? Who is around late at night? Probably someone from Europe.
Purple socks to go with that.
Late at night for us.
Oh, I do need purple socks. Yeah, that's true. It's super late at night for us. I see. Originally, this slot was supposed to be an Australian slot, but then, well, I mean, actually, now that I've got both Brune and Tim here, now I actually have Australians on this, which I love. You know, I didn't realize how much of a minority the Aussie TTRPGers were until I went overseas, and now I'm like, dude, I really need like some Aussie stuff. Not that I just think Aussies have such a lot of like talented people. It's a shame to not be able to like celebrate all the really cool Australians that are around there.
Much better we are than everyone else.
Better is subjective. We're good enough. We're definitely good enough to be standing on stage with like a lot of the big hitters from overseas, for sure. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, my thing is
Quarter
super
past
slow.
1 in the morning for me.
Oh, good.
1:15. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And the only reason I pushed it this far back is because originally we had 4 people who were like, let's see, Distracted Elf. We haven't seen you in a while. Let's go hang out with Distracted Elf. So, Distracted Elf. I want to say I met Distracted Elf as a Pathfinder player, but they're playing D&D online. So we're going to go hang out with them, see what they're all about. So let's go, send some love, give that big raid. Again, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being a part of my community. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you for helping me raise funds to pay my rent because you guys are awesome and you want me to live. And that is important because I want to as well.
Yeah.
Stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other because, hell, it's free. Just fucking do it. Until we meet again, as always, from me to you, game hard or die trying. Good night, folks.
Bye.
Oh, wait, sorry, before I forget. Tomorrow, I'll be on Careful Cantrip. We're playing It Takes Two with Raina at Fireside Chat. So come check us out tomorrow. There, that one. Okay, now we're going. Bye.
Boy.
Okay, bye.
Bye.